Alright, well, got a battery for a boat and a battery charger and an air box and some wires. So let's see what happens. I'm just kind of curious at this point. Well, not getting anything from the gauge cluster, but you know, the check engine lights and stuff seem to work. If that's accurate, got 3/4 tank of diesel, which is kind of nice. So everything stopped clicking. I guess let's see what happens. Okay, well, I pulled the cover off this terminal. Try to get you guys a better shot. It's kind of bright, but man, I mean, this thing's like green, nasty. So, gonna clean that up on both sides. Make sure this one's okay. And then double check those two, and then try to start it again. So, see how it goes. Well, should I get you some? So, anyways, I ended up doing some research. I swapped the crank and cam sensors, wire, just to make sure that wasn't the problem. Checked my prime, all that kind of good stuff, and it still will just sit there and click and run for a few seconds and stop. And then I ran it by the starter, didn't really do anything. So with that said, let's take a look at the fuel injector control module and see what that looks like. Okay, just dropped this on my ankle, but yeah, one of these capacitors let go, so not good. Everything else kind of looks okay. And if you're wondering what the burnt electronics smells like, it's not what I was expecting. It honestly smells like pool chlorine. Like when you go in like a pool storage room, that's kind of what that smells like. Anyways, this side of the board's kind of dark, but I don't think that's to be, worried about. But I guess we'll keep pulling this thing out and see what the damage on the back looks like. Here's the back of the board. So that on the left is the first one. This is the second one. It doesn't look like anything around it has been affected, which is, I guess, nice because it leads that it might be repairable, but kind of supports that those two were burnt and it hurt the case. I don't know if it hurt it, but not optimal anyways. So that's what that looks like. So now the next logical question is, well, what are you going to do with it? And to answer that, I'll kind of show you where I'm at with it. So, solid truck, 4-wheel drive, everything I've kind of been looking for. Topper needs a lot of work. It's all cracked, broken up. Needs a bed topper, rail, stuff like that. I've got this Cummins truck we had to put into the shop that's got a broken off starter. So the 3 bolts are all just sheared off on the old 12 valve there. So she's about to go into the knife. Then I got a personal commitment that I'm building this camper for the wife. And we got a trip at the end of May, I think. So I got a lot to do. So this thing has officially fallen off the hey, let's try to spend a bunch of money on the Duramax that I'm not going to keep. And we have shifted gears into this 8.1 that I was playing with. So I've got the heads, intake, cam, all that kind of good stuff. Timing set, everything, and the engine cover, as well as the accessory brackets and whatnot. And I've got, not this, but these are 2 8.8 PSI big blocks. So what I'm going to do is get one of these ready, get it on a stand, start rebuilding it. So I've got the Duramax listed for sale. I believe it should be fine with just a fuel injection control module. I'm not a diesel guy, don't care to be. I got burnt by that 6-door Excursion pretty bad. So I don't care. I'd rather, put gas in it and it fire, or, it's out of gas. So gonna be making some cool videos on this, kind of along. Gonna be repairing, however that got mangled. I'm going to be cutting out this fiberglass, getting that kind of fixed up, stripping the entire interior of this truck to get it fixed up, making a new bedside. The whole thing's basically screwed, so I'm going to try to make a mold of it, so that'd be kind of neat. And then beyond that, you know, I'm basically going to pull the bed off, redo all the fuel to get gas to the engine, all sorts of stuff. So a lot of cool things in the pipeline among camper and everything else. So I'm also working on the last little aesthetic touches to that two-door 5.3 Silverado. So it's definitely a lot to keep me busy, a lot to keep you guys entertained. So let me know what you think. If you want a real sweetheart deal on a Duramax, I'm not trying to get rich off the thing. I priced it kind of high just to kind of weed out, you know, people kicking the tires, but definitely need to get rid of that. And so it is what it is. But I'm gonna get to welding. You guys get to watching. Thanks.